his head and put it over the Flyers bench so Brashear wouldn't hit him again.
He is taking a beating here from Donald Brashear.
I started it. Why wouldn't I?
Walker out of the game with a punch to the face and their fight earlier in the game. Now he'll see how he does against Big Brashear. Throwing left hands into Chris Murray. Well, the kid from Port Hardy is standing in there, but he's taking the worst of it right now.
When you see the lefts coming, you know it's really hard because you're expecting the rights, and Donald Brashear always does lefts.
Yeah, he really tattooed him. And that was for the earlier scrap when Murray put Walker out of the game, so Brashear gets a little revenge.
Hey, give Murray a lot of credit for even going.
Only bright spot for the Flyers. This doesn't look good. Not for Grant Marshall is on his back while Donald Brashear is making hamburger out of his face. Last year, Brashear had 161 penalty minutes. He picks up 12 more tonight alone. And by the way, the Flyers do lose 3-0.
Sends the puck deep. Now Brashear and Hunter, they're going to go.
Southpaw against conventional. Former Canuck, Tim Hunter. Conventional is right-handed. Well, and if you're a left-hander, they call him southpaw, and if you're conventional, you're a right-hander. But in hockey, it really doesn't matter. You just sort of grab a sweater and you tussle, and that's what we're seeing. Two pretty tough guys test each other out.
Canuck against the former Canuck, and Hunter ends up underneath Donald Brashear.
I'd say Donald Brashear got the advantage that time, but it was a good tussle.
Brashear, and he goes over top the linesman Lazarowicz to get another lick in at Tim Hunter. And now Hunter wants more. Brashear, I don't think he appreciated that extra effort when Hunter was tied up by the linesman.
Rob Schick had to get up and throw him out of the way. That's pretty funny.
They jaw at one another, and Hunter goes after him as we break.
Brashear at the Ottawa bench going at it with Andre Law as those two big boys go at it, and Brashear with himself, and he has got Andre Law on the ice.
He got the helmet of Law off, and then he just started throwing rabbit punches with his left hand. He threw about 30 of them, all 8 or 9 inch shots. Law finally got his left hand loose, was able to throw a couple of shots. But I think when this thing started, Brashear was able to get loose. The 3:04 to go in the third.
The party came to an abrupt end early in the first period. Brashear here came over to wish him a happy birthday, but later the party got a little out of hand, and Brashear sort of dazes him with a couple of rights here. And I think Cam thought he was...
Fight with Donald Brashear. Russell goes down, and he goes down swinging. Once again, at some point later in the game.
And they're going to go, the big boys, Brashear and Cummins.
Well, you knew this was going to happen, Dean, the way the lineups were put on the ice by both coaches. And Brashear had a pretty easy trip so far, but oh, he does a job on Cummings with a couple of good, solid left hands, and right now he is one of the tougher enforcers in the National Hockey League.
Right now, Donald Brashear leads the NHL in penalty minutes.
Robitaille drops it back, to shot by Turnquist, save made by Nemaki, and we have a fight. Donald Brashear and that's the big guy. Hard to see the jersey. Brashear's getting the left hand free, though. It is Bugard, and Brashear got him with a couple of lefts. This guy is 6'7", 257, but Brashear doesn't care. He takes care of him.
6'7", 257. That's a different weight class, I think, for Donald Brashear. But he got the left hand going, and Bugard wasn't waiting for it, wasn't ready for it, and never recovered. Now Brashear's playing the game, but next thing you know, you're going to drop the gloves the same. Look at the left hand, though. Left, 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 left. Now Bugard's lost his rhythm. Now he's just trying to get out of the way. And never recovered.
Play, and now Orr and Brashear with big haymakers.
They're tugging, they're pulling. Brashear going for the shirt. He's got that big left, and now Colton Orr answers with a couple of rights. And Orr working from close in, and Brashear unloading with left hands. They both go down, and that's the end of it. 46 seconds left in the period, and the Rangers all standing on their bench. Brashear glaring over there.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a good response.
And finally they dropped him. The penalty call was on the way in the first place. As Ray comes in, lands a couple, took a couple in the first place. And now Brashear trying to yank his jersey off. Ray trying to get a hand free, falls, gets back up. And now Ray trying to come over the top of the right hand of his own. And I think Ray had been cut earlier in this fight as he took one really early.
Here we go. This is Brant Myers going at it with Brashear. Brashear has the left hand free, and he's getting some of those in. Wrestles Myers down. Myers gets back up, falls down, gets back up, but Brashear hammered away with the left. And down they went again. Donald Brashear, he's turning into one of the top heavyweights in the NHL, second in the NHL in penalty minutes coming into this game, and he's able to take that decision from Myers.
And unfortunately for Brent Myers, again, he's not able to keep his balance. When he starts spinning, he is an easy mark for Brashear. Seeing this replay, boy, they had eye to eye, drop the gloves, and away we go. And Brashear, he is one big dude, 6'2", 220 pounds, 170 penalty minutes going into the game. He'll increase that.
Craig Johnson's got 5 points in the last 4 games. Now we get Brashear into a scrap with Smolik. Doug Smolik, one of the 7 defensemen. You see Brashear right there with the left hand loose. Smolik has shown many times this year he takes a lot of abuse in fights, but he's always ready to step up. And obviously right there with Brashear in total control of that scrap. A hard hit by Ciccone earlier on the shift. That triggered the reaction of Doug Smolik. We'll be right back. Smolik, the Kings still down. There's the Kings trainer, Pete Demers, attending to Doug. And Doug looks like he's cut in a couple of different places. Brashear, big tough guy for the Vancouver Canucks. You can see it there, 14:24 remaining first period. There was a hard hit thrown on this shift. Doug Smolik was not involved.
Gloves come down, Downey and Brashear. Ring the bell in this heavyweight bout. That's why Downey's in the lineup. You mentioned it, Joe, but he surprised everyone by getting their second goal of the night. He's saying, let's go. Brashear, who scrapped with Andrew Peters last night in Buffalo. Toughest job in hockey to do this night in and night out. Here comes the jackhammer. Just dusting Downey. Aaron Downey, bad choice. Real player for the Washington Capitals. He's great in the locker room. He's one of their leaders. And timing is everything for a fight.
Almost the top of it.
Right off the draw, the gloves come down.
Thornton and Brashear.
Donald's second dance on the night. Brashear went with Chara back in the first. Ow!
A flurry of lefts and rights.
Right, yeah.
Brashear switching. Thornton getting in tight. Oh! And they wrestle each other down to the deck. Here meet George Larac. Super heavyweight battle.
Move to the center of the ring. The fans are loving this. The stuff's being moved out of the way. The gloves and sticks.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Larac hammering away. Donald Brashear bouncing right back up, still eating lefts. And getting his own through. He came through with a left cross late in the round.
Well, if you're Bernie Pacheco, you count that even Steven.
He is on the rookie, and now Jim McKenzie is going to go with Brashear. Two heavyweight guys. Brashear, the NHL penalty minute later, comes out on the top of that position, and both of those were the yeomen will march off.
Brashear definitely had the jump on Jim McKenzie. Not too many players want to have it. It's the top left-hand part of your pitcher. A lot of pushing and shoving. They grab and release, and as they release, Brashear has the arm, and he's swinging away right away. 1 for 1 at that point. Nothing too serious. Jim.
Chicago penalty. He started out of the net for a minute. Now it's center ice. It's Brashear and Bob Probert. Brashear has dropped the gloves. Probert hasn't. He just has Donald tied up. And Brashear starts throwing them. And now Probert drops the gloves, and away we go. Probert with the right hand, Brashear with the left. Pretty good tilt here. As Brashear now with the uppercuts, and he's got the upper hand in this scrap. Linesman at a distance. Oh, and he's got Probert in trouble with the jersey up. And now the linesman will step in as Donald Brashear will get the decision in that scrap. We'll have to wait and see if he gets the extra penalty. 12:56 to go in the second period. Chicago 1, Canucks.
And right to the breadbasket of Niittymaki. There's no rebound. Folks, you can see today's game.
Whoa! Oh!
Good night. Good night, Riley Cote.
Oh, man. Decisive victory for Donald Brashear of the Washington Capitals. I mean, he really took it. Cote said, let's go, and Brashear gave it to him with about 10 straights to the mush.
Willie O'Ree. I mean, here's a guy that made history as the
And I think he's in it with Belak. Belak, the big young defenseman from Saskatoon against Donald Brashear. Hasn't had a fight for an extended period, but he's in one now.
Yeah, I think Belak's a big kid, 6'5", 220, but Brashear may be among the toughest players in the National Hockey League.
This is quite a scrap. Well, the Canucks obviously have come up with a motion here in the second period. As Belak came over from Colorado with a trade, and Brashear continued to slug it out. Brashear switched to the right hand.
See the right too much from Donald Brashear. They're going to be two tired boys.
Brashear getting that right hand free again. I don't know if it's scoring, but he's throwing them. Belak, Saskatoon, big tough Western League product. Got any energy left? Fight's over.
To beat Florida.
Donald Brashear drops the mitts with Colton Orr right off the bat. Orr reigning rights early. And now Brashear responds.
Whoa, now he
and finishes.
Well, what a finish there. Did he ever get the jackhammer left going? Colton Orr takes the brunt of those left hands at the end of that. Brashear off to the penalty box. Coincidental 5-minute majors.
Any good fighter, whether it's on an ice rink or in a boxing ring, will tell you to be successful, you've got to be able to take a punch. Donald Brashear can take a punch.
Didn't take long for this to start up right off the get-go. You can see that eye, the left eye of Colton Orr. And here's the knockdown right there. 1, 2, 3. Good night.
What a finish.
And Donald Brashear.
They square off at the Edmonton blue line. Now they get in close. Brashear trying to get loose with the left hand. McSorley trying to tie him up. I would say Donald Brashear is the reigning heavyweight champ in the NHL, and now he gets loose with the left hand. Brashear and McSorley, and Brashear is hammering away with the lefts as McSorley tries to hang on. Now Brashear lands a couple of more lefts as they slug away at the Edmonton line. Linesman trying to wait for an opportune time to get in, but now Brashear gets loose again with the left hand, and down goes McSorley. Just a matter of time, like you said, Ryan.
Hand at the line that was going to drive the play offside. Brashear now and Goddard. Well, Goddard had been in the box a long time, sitting out a minor and a misconduct. They're getting good looks at each other, and finally Brashear throws a punch and Goddard answers. He's got the helmet off, Donald Brashear. Goddard trying to sneak a couple of right hands in, a big overhand right there. Brashear throwing lefts, and he's landed a couple on Eric Goddard. Now they're tugging away. It's been pretty even at this point, and now Brashear with two big left hands to the head of Eric Goddard with his helmet having come off as well. The linesmen want him to just punch each other out and get it over with, so they're letting them go. They want to get him nice and tired.
Now Brashear
got
left eye.
Brashear got the left hand loose on Goddard one time there. And boy, is Brashear bloody. And Goddard did not do too badly in terms of any blood being extracted, but Donald Brashear.
Thompson's a tough guy, though. He'll hang in there. But now he's just hanging on. Brashear having clearly scored a decision unless this is allowed to continue a lot longer. And Brashear just emphasizes his point. Oh, somebody better get in and stop this.
To get into that one. It's preseason and this one is over. Credit to Rocky Thompson, but I think the linesman may as well jump in. I think Donald was looking for that 45 seconds ago.
Well, since nobody jumped in,
and Donald is just in such superior condition. Not very often you can have a fight like he and Thompson had and be able to come back and play. And they'll play pretty effectively.
Trying to run into him. Now we got a fight behind the play. The big rigs going at it there. Jody Shelley, Donald Brashear. This is their first dust-up in the National Hockey League, these two big heavyweights.
As long as these two have played and Brashear gets the early right, now Shelley responding with a left, as does Brashear.
Notice them both trying to hold on there with one hand, get one hand free, and here comes the jackhammers. Wow! Donald Brashear, the jackhammer right, hit him with about 5 in a row here early on.
As you said, it took a long time for these two to finally get together. It has been worth it. And the linesman letting them punch themselves out.
Well, they're done now. They've got to jump in there right now because Shelley and Brashear, I think, are dog-tired. Although maybe his left hand isn't done yet. Whoa!
And Donald Brashear, a takedown and a knockdown of Jody Shelley to finish off this fight.
What a fight. And there it is. Yes, indeed. He gets the first round with Jody Shelley. TKO.
As Jody Shelley heads back to the San Jose locker room, Donald Brashear into the Capitol penalty box. Play from Doug Murray, and then the end with his lefts that found its target.
And that knocked him. I mean, he's got to go in. I'm sure he could be cut or at least the nose broken there because he hit.
Take a look at this second period action. Donald Brashear on the left, Sandy McCarthy, former Flyer, now protector of Eric Lindros, who did not play. And here we they go. They're off. Left, 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 right. Actually, left by McCarthy. And they're doing this all in close quarters. I mean, I would think when you watch a little bit later, the helmet will actually split. That one, see it split right there. He said, I'm gone. Like, wow. And then just like the helmet is, but you know what, Stan? These guys, it's split right there, split. Yeah. It is gone. What happens is they don't have much padding in those helmets, and they do it so for comfort. And used to see Wayne Gretzky's helmet, for example, very light. They take a lot of the padding out of it, and it looks like that might be the case with Sandy McCarthy. I don't know about Brashear, but that thing certainly split pretty easily.
Possibly sitting on a track now because I'm a rider. Hey, yeah.